It's already on. Okay? See? And there's a message. Okay, so, hey everybody. This is Dr. Andre Little Mason, also known as Dr. Dula. And I am here. I'm going to move these messages for a minute because I can't see the man's face, the boy's face. I am here. I have some, first of all, let me say for me, I have just been thinking and meditating and everything else for quite a bit because, you know, I do really well with things until, you know, someone kind of messes with my kids. And so I feel certain ways about things. And I asked my son, I said, would you like to use my platform? Would you like to use my platform to say anything? Would you like to use my platform to speak? And he's like, yesterday, like, no, I'm going to put it in a poem. I'm going to write it in a poem. Then this morning he's like, I'd like to use your platform. I wrote what I feel. And now I don't know what he's going to say. And I told him that he could tell me what it was and everything. But before that, because you're going to stay here with me the whole time, right? You're not going to do what you normally do and be like, all right, I'll be back, Mom. So first, he said I could not Q&A, no Q&A, but I would like you to share your thoughts. What are your thoughts? What's been going on with you? Your general thoughts. Now, I can ask you questions. That's the only question I'm going to ask you. No. You think after? Mm-hmm. All right, well, then I'll start with mine. Let me start with mine. I have been in this district, in Homewood-Flossmoor district I've lived here in our home. We've been here almost 20 years now. Okay, so we're like at 18 or 19 years. So all my kids have gone to school in the school district. My oldest sons graduated from Homewood-Flossmoor High School and all those things. And when it comes down to it, there are just a lot of things that I feel very strongly about. Those who read my post know that I feel very strongly about different things. There have been comments. I posted it in a moms and dads group of Homewood-Flossmoor. And in that group, it's a bit different because we're very multicultural school, very multicultural neighborhood, very multicultural everything. We are like all blended around here. But when anybody starts talking about, let's just have more discussion, something happens with me. Because I, as a birth worker, I know what those discussions look like when we start talking about maternal mortality and stuff like that. I know what that looks like when we start saying, Black women, tell us how you feel. To me, what it feels like is that people are wanting to hear how something makes us feel. When we have things like the internet, we have social media, we have ways for people to learn that don't include me bearing my soul, talking about the pain and all these things. I do want to say that I spent the day, let me tell you what Homewood-Flossmoor High School did. The principal, Dr. Anderson and Dr. Mansfield, the superintendent of the school board. Now they have, Homewood-Flossmoor has one school in a school district. It ultimately is its own school district. It's the only school in it. And so that's a thing in itself. But what they did yesterday, they played
a live stream yesterday where they answered questions from the students all throughout the day.
All day in their English classes. All day, live streaming it. And you can see it on YouTube. I'll actually post it in this if you want me to. And they sat at a table and every English period, so it's like 5, 6, 7 times they talked about this incident. They answered questions that people had. I appreciated them doing it. I took time and watched each like 30-minute snippet. It wasn't wrote. The kids got to ask questions. And when I tell you these babies were like, so Dr. Mansfield and Dr. Anderson, how are y'all Black taking up for these kids? So I was like, oh. So why the Black kids getting punished and the white kids are not? So what's happening with them? So what's whatever? And they were reading the questions, and then the kids got to ask questions via live. So this is the kind of school this is. This school has all of these amenities for the children. They have a TV stage. They have a this. They have a that. So all day long in the classes, they streamed live and were able to ask questions in their English classes. Okay, so it's quite the thing. It's quite the experience being at the school and all those things. I still can't ask you any questions yet. Not yet. Okay, you ready to do your poem?
I mean, sure. If you, yeah, okay, yeah.
Are you gonna put it out there? Yeah. Okay, so he asked to be able to be to talk or whatever, and I wanted to give him an opportunity to do that. And then I had a message for the parents, because I said yesterday, I had thoughts about the parents of, and I still have those thoughts, and I want to try to express myself in a way that doesn't require me to use bold print. And so I'm going to do that, but I'm going to give him a chance to express himself, to say whatever he would like to say. Oh, don't smile now. But you go ahead and you do what you got to do. What you want to do?
All right. So, hi everybody. How you guys doing?
What's your name is?
Okay, my name is Andrew Mason, and the poetry group that I represent is Homewood-Flossmoor's Poetic Expressions.
Say that.
And the piece that I wrote concerning this subject is called "I Thought I Had a Dream Until I Woke Up."
Ooh, I like that, actually. Say it again. Can you say it again?
I thought I had a dream until I woke up.
Okay, and I don't know what this is, so I have not seen it or heard it. So, all right.
My umbilical cord was a chain shackled to my feet. African heritage corrupted by struggle and oppression. I was placed into a corrupted reality with melanin rooted deep into the marrow of my bones, a blessing cursed by white American forefathers. I was born and the system enslaved my mentality, put me into a school that told me that Columbus discovered the already cultivated and occupied that we call the United States, told me that my story's genesis was oppression and enslavement, told me that my origins began on cotton plantation and whipping blocks. But I wish they told me more, like that I had to work 5 times harder to succeed just to gain 5 times less of what a white boy receives. See, I heard Martin had a dream and I thought I had one too. That was until I woke up to a white boy screaming and laughing through a face he ain't never truly owned. A face that I simply can't make disappear with soap and water. A face that is a crime for me to live with. A face that owns no privilege in this society except a free life sentence. A face that is a threat to America and is dealt with by bullets. A face that those boys wore as a joke. See, this problem is bigger than the school itself. It's bigger than its 2 buildings, bigger than its past, bigger than its campus. So why should I even attempt to sweep it under the rug? I heard that some people wanted to sit down and try to educate their ignorance instead of punishing them. Okay, I'll do it for them right now. Blackface is not a joke. A joke is not blackface. Blackface is not. Blackface is not a joke. I am not a joke. Hundreds of years of slavery and oppression is not a joke. Africans being starved and stuffed on ships like forgotten cargo is not a joke. Africans that were beaten and bruised until they were red, black, and blue are not a joke. Africans being stolen and dragged across the Atlantic is not a joke. The black women that came before me are not a joke. And let me tell you, there are more than one of your sick fetishes. They are more than what social media and white history paints them to be. They are more than just a body, because see, black girls, black women, black daughters, black sisters, black mothers, black grandmothers, black queens are not a joke. They are greatness. We as black people are greatness. My African ancestors were murdered for trying to change a nation into a place where I could look at 2 water fountains and drink from both. They lost their lives trying to mold a nation into a place where I could choose whatever career I wanted to and succeed. They fought until they could see the sun in the horizon and kept fighting until it set. They fought just so I could go to a school and receive the same education as a white boy. See, I truly had a dream. That was until that dream turned into a nightmare, and I woke up into this reality.
Robert, I'm trying to hold it together, brother. You know I'm over here like, oh my God. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of him. We have worked very hard to teach him how to express all of this that he sees going on in the world. That is amazing.
Thank you.
You did a very good job. Is there anything you want to say? Excellent. And if you didn't just hear with this boy, you need to come back. Turn on the notifications so you can come back. Turn on the notifications so you can come back. And so you can hear what he said. Those are his words, not mine. Sorry. You go ahead.
So, yeah, it's just, when I first heard it, I was just like, see, I wasn't surprised because I know how ignorant some of the kids at the school are. Though it is, I have to admit, it is a good school and it has good opportunities. I wasn't surprised by the ignorance I saw because I personally know the students that go there. So that wasn't I wasn't extremely surprised because I know the way that like some people are in this world. So I was like, wow, okay. And it amazed me more than it did surprise me, because the thing that really amazed me is that before, like, they didn't even, like, at first they didn't even think of apologizing. At first they chose to lie about it. And see, I believe that it was a lie that they didn't know what blackface was. And even if they didn't know what blackface was, it was just, I don't know why they chose black as the color to paint their face in, and why they were joking and mocking a black woman at the McDonald's. So, yeah, I think that, I think for the community, if it was supposed to be a community demonstration, I think that the walkout that happened, that was good as a community demonstration that the community, like the diverse Homewood-Flossmoor community, was that they were against like what happened. So, yeah, that's what I have to say.
I wanted to say something because I have added this to the moms and dads of Homewood-Flossmoor group so that it can be, I don't know if it'll be up there or not up there. I'm not sure if anybody from there is watching right now. But like I said, I have been in birth work. I have seen these conversations. I have seen what it looks like, what it always ends up being, or what I see it comes down to sometimes is, but does that really happen? It happens when women go into hospitals. Black women say they get different treatment. They're not taking it. But did it really happen? This outcry because of the blackface is something that is tangible, is able to be seen. And so people are taking notice. But I want to say something to, I have a very diverse Facebook group as well. My Facebook friends are very diverse. So I'm going to say this. I all day long, I was like, how am I going to say what I'm trying to say? First, I want to say I listened to this 7.5 hours. It's almost 8 hours that they played this video at the school. And all day long, the principals answered the questions, the hard questions. I was very, very impressed with that. But I just want to say, being in this district almost 20 years and being in this area almost 20 years, I remember when Homewood-Flossmoor was a zero-tolerance school. Those who don't understand how students might be upset by that. I've had 2 kids that graduated from there already. When you look and you say, okay, this is zero tolerance. And now they say they're going, it's less of a zero tolerance. It's more of a restorative, looking for restorative practices. Many black women, black parents, black mothers feel like it would have been wonderful to have had those restorative practices in play. It does not, it's hard to take that in. And if we're talking about having conversations, please understand that. For those who have lived in this district and who have seen other things happen over more than a decade, please understand that when you're used to zero tolerance, when you've seen repercussions with zero tolerance, that to then have it be, we're looking for more restorative things. We want to do that. Hi, Omari. I'm recording. Don't stand there and look weird. Seriously, don't do that. Come in or go out.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking. You can sit down and listen, but you can't interrupt me. I just said I'm recording. Sit down and listen. And then if you want to say something, you can, okay? Here's the thing. Restorative practice just looks different. I want to point that out. The other thing that I want to say is, hey, love, we're talking about, when we're talking about conversations, when we're talking about moving forward, I think it's great that people are talking about, what can we do? You know, what is the school going to do? And I was like, how do I express this to people? And it thought came to me because I'm a birth worker. Think about, okay, I got to be mindful. It's not just mine. Okay. I think about women, whatever, all the time. And I thought about sex ed. And I said, okay, so sex ed is now taught in school, right? But there was a time when people said, well, if I don't talk about sex, parents say, if I don't talk about sex, then my kids won't have sex, right? Some people still do that. If I don't talk about it, then they won't do it. But I think we know that that's not really how it happens. Just because you don't talk about it, hey, my love.
Hey.
Just because you don't talk about it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Just because you don't say anything doesn't mean that it won't happen. And when we are talking about what changes need to be made, it is fine to say, what is the school going to do to teach? Andrew, did you learn any of that from Homewood-Flossmoor High School?
No.
Who taught you that?
You guys.
Okay. Let me tell you how I got on this journey. I thought I was befuddled and whatever. I thought, I'm like, okay, I have my EDD. I have my doctorate. I'm going to go and I'm going to earn a doctorate. And when I finish this doctorate, I'm going to know a whole lot of stuff. I was so disheartened when I earned my doctorate. And I look back and realized that even though I had matriculated to the highest level, the terminal degree, I still knew no more about me, had no more to offer my kids than I did before I started. I'm saying that to say that for those that are looking for conversations, start at home. Everybody is saying, my kids don't know what blackface is. That's what they're saying. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, my kids don't know. They don't even know what it is. Okay? My kids didn't know about police brutality and what that was. They had never encountered it before we had a conversation. There are plenty of conversations that we have to have that we don't want to have. We never wanted to take the innocence of our children and say, this is what you need to know if you ever get stopped. And all police are not bad, but just understand. They go through a lot. There's a lot of stuff that's in the history, in the past. You need to know this. All I have is 4 sons. I don't have any girls. So even though I didn't want to take their innocence and tell them that some people will look at you like this. Some people will think of you like this. Some people will treat you this way. I had to protect them and equip them for the world. The conversations, when we look at the school and you're saying, what is the school going to do? I'm asking. It bothered me yesterday. I was bothered by one of the mothers because she said, we're not racist. This is not a racist thing. He doesn't even know what it is. There are a lot of things our kids don't know. But if it's in the real world, we are the first educators. I say that as a mom who homeschooled for 13 years. The first education is at home. So while we will sit and we're going to go to the school board, we're going to find out, what are you guys going to do? What are you going to change? What's going to happen? What's everything? It starts at home. Just like sex education. You can blame it on the school for not teaching it, but ultimately, just because you don't talk about sex doesn't mean your kids are not going to have it. We had to teach him about his history. We had to teach him about what the real world would be like. We taught our sons, all 4 of them, on their level, as they were getting older. People were like, oh, the school board, get the facts straight. Someone said, you need to make sure you're delivering facts. I didn't say anything about facts. What I am saying is, parents, those who are ready to go and say, our community, we're better than this. Our community, we're stronger than this. We can get through this. Everybody who's saying that, what I'm saying to you is, it starts at home. I don't wait for my sons to have an encounter. Actually, that was one of the motivations for it. Our older sons, we didn't really talk about Black issues, Black this, Black nothing. My son went away to a university, predominantly white university, and he got stopped a few times by white officers. And they always said, what are you doing here? And he was like, I belong here. I go to school here. Show us your ID. Just because he was walking on the campus. He didn't have a car. He was walking. And it devastated him. And then it happened again the next year. And it happened again. And it went on. And we hadn't prepared him properly. I'm saying we had not prepared him properly. I'm letting you know that. We didn't talk about it because, we're all one and we're all whatever and it's no problem. But we didn't prepare him. And I promised I would not do that with my younger sons. Because it took him. He called us one day. He said, they stopped me again. He said, I belong here on this campus. And he said, I went to the security office and I stood in there and I said, my name is Eugene Mason IV. I am a student here. I am here on a full tuition scholarship that I earned. I am here, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. He said, I had to go. And he said, Ma, I just started crying. That's on us. But it won't be with these. This is the last thing that I'm going to say when it comes to this. And I hope that, white parents, I hope you hear me, and I hope you hear me in love. I made a comment and I said that when these situations happen, my focus is on my children. I have a history that says that my focus should be on them. There's historical context when racial things happen, when the country is looking like it's looking now. I have a context for that. But this is just a piece, okay, back to this thing of you need to do it at home. You need to say it at home. You need to start at home. Don't sit and wait for the school to do it. There's a lot going on to where there was a point where if you did this kind of thing, and all you have to do is just search. I'm not going to sit up and give examples. If you did this kind of thing, all you had to do was, laugh it off. You've seen it with fraternities and colleges, whatever. That's why I have a hard time understanding how people don't know about this. I don't, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. This whole thing like blackface and different things. This is what I will say, and I say it in love. You need to do what Black women and Black fathers and Black mothers and grandmothers have been doing for a long time, and teach your children at home. I don't see color is offensive. How can you not see me? That's what you said. When you say, I don't see color, you're saying you don't see me. If you say, no, I don't mean that way, what do you mean you're not prejudiced? Okay, I'll take that. But then if you're really going to empathize, because that's the word that they were talking about in the video all day today for the students, if you're going to really empathize, then understand how this melanin, me walking in this melanin for all these years, and my sons walking in the skin that they're in, how that affects, understand how that affects their lives. How it affects mine. It's not enough. I don't want you to be colorblind. I don't want you to pretend not to see me. I wear these colors because I think it looks good on my skin. See my color. You don't have to be biased and prejudiced because of it. But understand that, more than likely, these brown complected people have seen some type of something in their lifetime. And if you say you care, and if you say you want our community to come together, if that's what you really want, please do not turn this into a thing of where we sit and we talk about the hurt. Tell us your hurts. I take so much offense to that when we have social media, when we have people blogging and posting about it. That is so offensive. No one asks someone that's been violated sexually or raped or anything like that. No one ever tells them, tell us about it. Tell us how it hurt you. That seems voyeuristic to me. That just doesn't seem right for this to become a thing of where it's like, tell me about your hurt. There's enough information for you to find the information and talk to your kids. And here's the thing. While I heard people say, my kids don't know what blackface is, I didn't hear any of them say, and I didn't either. I didn't see anybody comment, I didn't know what blackface was. So that means that all these incidences of blackface that have come up and come up and come up, and you never mentioned it to your children. That's what that means to me. How are we preparing them to be better if we don't do it at home, where we can control this narrative and we can tell them who they are and we can explain the challenging things? How are we preparing them? You want to say something? Do you have anything to say?
No.
You know what? You're a joker. I'm going to read some comments and see what people have said. I don't know how to do that on here. Okay, yes, I can, I think. No, I can't. So what I'm going to do, I see someone that says, I see you for you. I see you for your good soul. This is what Brenda said, if I can move this over. Okay. Brenda says, I see you for you. I see you for your good soul and person you are. Color is your beauty, but the person you are is gorgeous inside. Thank you, Brenda. I don't even know if I know you. Maybe we'll get to meet at some point. And thank you for acknowledging this, because this for people of African descent, for people of other ethnicities that wear a brown frame, it has shaped so much of our experiences in the world. And that cannot be a mindfulness of that. People can't say there's a mindfulness and at the same time ignore it. Those two don't go hand in hand. They don't go hand in hand. Dwayne Spire says, driving while black. Tell me what black person doesn't know that one. Exactly. That's a real thing. Now, it might be offensive to some to say something like driving while black. It might be offensive to some to mention anything about, I don't even know how to get to see my comments or whatever. It might be offensive, but it's real. And so please, if you say that you want us to be together, I think the principal said today, the school is 70% black, at least. We should not have to justify what our experiences are, even if it feels like, oh, well, maybe they got it wrong. No, if the experiences are real. Let's see. Oh, Jean Gilbert said, hi, Mrs. Mason. Love your family. Love you too. I feel really awful now because I'm trying to see my comments. It won't do, love. I don't know why it's not. Hold on. Maybe if I click it. Maybe if I click it. I don't know why it won't. Exactly. Nope, that's not it. That's a real thing. Now, it might here we go. Oh, maybe I think I can do it now. Okay, so here I go. I just want to acknowledge you for being here with me. Thank you for that. Auntie Nita said, you're the special guest. Remember, many are looking at you, nephew. And you did an amazing job. Thank you. Would you like to read it again at the end or just let it go? If you like. Okay, I'll let you read it. I'm going to read these comments, and then I'm going to, if you missed it, it's powerful. I didn't even know what it sounded like. What?
I think we're just going to have to rewind it.
You're going to want him to rewind it? Mm-hmm. All right. He expressed himself in a spoken word, and it was amazing. So if you didn't see it, please go see it. Michael Chen said, Viking Television is the YouTube channel name. Thank you. Viking Television is the name of the channel. And I wish somebody would put maybe the link to the video up there, or I'll do it when we get off of here. Let's see. Kenya Grace said, hey, beautiful. Hey. Nita said, come on, let us hear it. You did a good job. She was applauding you. Let's see. So moved by singing. Thank you, Cassandra. That was beautiful. Someone else, Ashley, that's your cousin Ashley, said that.
Thank you.
That was amazing. He said it all. Yes, you did. We need to listen to the children. Thank you for that again. This is the doula mama I was telling you about. Oh, okay. Miriam. Yes, I know Miriam, by the way. We saw each other last weekend. Yes, love watching her. Okay, so Michelle said, this is my big sister. She said, I'm bothered by the fact that parents do not know that they have this responsibility. We as parents have become so lazy and disconnected from our parental responsibility. Somewhere we have forgotten that God gave us, parents, our children, not the public school. Karen said, open communication starts at home and then it branches out. A lot of people don't understand what you're saying until they face it. Exactly. I'm just saying that. Just be mindful. I have empathy. Let me be clear. I don't judge people's children. I know what my kids are like. I homeschooled them for 13 years. I know what their little specialties are. And they are figuring out life and they're going to make mistakes. So I am not in any way acting as if, oh, some people got it together, some people don't. But I do know when it comes to saying we didn't even talk about it, that's what I question. And that's what I challenge. This starts at home. White parents, black parents. I don't say black parents because black parents know. We have to have these conversations. But I am saying, if you care about the safety of your kids, and I don't even know if I said this before the right way, if you really care about the safety of your kids and you need to talk to your sons and daughters and help them understand that things are different. Things are different. The anger level is rising. So when you see something come up like we do, when you see something come up, you say, okay, listen, let me talk to you about this. You see this right here? You see this right here? Okay, this is so-and-so. That's how you protect your children. Don't wait. Don't assume that you can just pretend like it's not there. It's there. Talk to your kids. If you know what blackface is and you know whatever, then tell them this is what this is. This is what but that's what black parents have to do. Okay. Brenda says, as a white family, my sons know the worth of a person, but as a mother of non-black children, it is my job to ensure they know the history, the good and the dark. More education at home and school needs to happen. Thank you. I agree. I agree, Brenda. It starts at home, and then the schools can support what we do. But to make this about what the school will do, to me, is not looking at this full picture. This is not just about what the school will do. This is actually about what we will do as parents. I spent time talking to my son because I saw him looking a little poppy. I'm like, oh, come here. What you thinking about? What you thinking about? Come talk to me. Look. What you need? What you need? I just talk to me. Come on. What's coming on? Come on. Tell me. He called his aunt. He called an aunt of his. He's like, okay, who you want to talk to? Who's going to help you? What are you feeling? And he said, I'm just going to write about it. I'm just going to write about it. Yes. Okay. We have to do our part. I think I got all of them now. I might have. I think I did. So thank you guys for being on here with me. He says that he won't read it again. I'm going to see if I can get it. Well, no, I didn't. Wait. Karen Ruff, she says, no. Jen Gilbert. Hey! She says, thank you for being a positive person as well as Andrew and Cameron's life. I love Cameron, and you know it. I love Cameron. Karen said there was a racial problem at a grammar school in South Holland last year. It involved them taking 6th through 8th grade to a camp for about 4 or 5 days. The children were involved in a simulation, oh my God, of slavery. Whew. They had to run through a forest as if they were caught. They had to say something like they were free. Oh my God, I can't. Breathe, Gia. My friend was very upset because the parents had no knowledge of it. See, so this is where people say, okay, we didn't know, it was so offensive. And this is where Yeah, I'm going to read this and I have one more thing to say. Karen said, other parents weren't mad at the school system, did nothing. So now we are a year later and facing this HF high school. Yes. Cassandra said, you're doing an amazing job. Thank you, Cassandra. And James said, couldn't agree with you more. My wife is a beautiful Black woman. It's one thing I pray about every day for when the Lord, every day for when the Lord blesses us with children. Thanks for the input and wisdom. God bless. God bless you too, James. I just want to say one more thing, and then I promise I'll get off. You're not going to read it. You sure you're not going to read it? Just read it. We talked so long. Okay. I just want to say one more thing. A lot of times, the first thing that comes is the apology and the forgiveness. Will you forgive? And I also want to just offer additional perspective about this. I'll say it as gently as I can. As a country, we're not very forgiving with other people who offend us, right? There's no other group of people in this country that is asked to forgive as much as people of African descent. There's no other group that is asked to, do you forgive them? Do you forgive them? Okay. Sometimes it's tied to our religion or, what God would do or whatever else. And what I want to offer is this. Part of humanity in our humanity is the ability to be angry if something hurts us. The principal said today, and Dr. Mansfield said, that the children tried to apologize and no one wanted to hear their apology. What I'm going to ask and encourage is that along with the humanity in the conversations that you said, allow the humanity to feel. For many African Americans, we have lived lifetimes of having to not show what we felt. And it goes back since we got here. To show what we felt, to be angry could be detrimental. When you're angry about an injustice and you show a certain kind of whatever, if you are pulled over and there's no reason and whatever, and you show your anger, it could be detrimental. I'm going to encourage you to just allow the feeling of what it feels like. No, leave the door there. It's fine. To allow the feeling to allow that cognitive dissonance to dissipate. To say, this happened, it made me angry, and no one to say, oh, just forgive him, it's okay. I'm just going to encourage it not to be that. Allow us to be human. Allow us to feel. There are comments that people are making saying, we don't need any violence. Even that is offensive. I read comments and my husband was like, babe, look at this comment. No one needs to be, there's not a need for violence. So the notion of our anger being attached to the things that have been happening and finally expressing it makes people unsettled. Like we have to watch. We don't want them to get angry. No, we are human too. We feel anger and sadness and everything. And I know it might seem patronizing to say it, but if you're asking and wanting that people get over something that is so connected to a history and a past like that, and you're not willing to at least say, I understand why they're angry. Like, seriously, can you understand? To the credit of Homewood-Flossmoor as well, in the video that they put on Viking television on YouTube, that's there. And you can go and look at it. It's long, but you have to skip past and you'll see what they did. They also showed the history of blackface, and it was related to when Megyn Kelly was dismissed from her show because of her comments about blackface. So that's that. You want to read it again? You ready? And thank you guys. Let me check. Heather said, I love that I caught this live. I have a white woman raising 3 black girls. And as much as I try to teach and show them, I unfortunately would never fully understand what they will have to go through. I'm very thankful for all the amazing Black women in my life that educate them, and they have someone to talk to that understands. I had a conversation with my oldest about the situation at HF because she has seen it all on the news and was upset that someone around here would do this. Thank you, Heather. It's a real fear, and we always have to talk to our kids about it, not just because it's like, oh, they're different fears. So thank you for surrounding your girls with other Black women who can talk to them and things like that. Karen said, was that the punishment? What was the punishment? Karen, what the principal and the superintendent emphasized was that based on the law, students have rights. And unless a parent or someone says what the punishment was, they do not divulge the punishment of any children, any consequences or anything like that. They do not share that because that is not permitted by the school to do. So there is no knowledge of what the disciplinary action was. They stated that they understood that that was challenging to people to not know what had happened. I understand as an educator, I get it. As an educator, I get it. You know, like I said, the kids asked any and everything, and they're looking at 2 Black administrators and saying, how are y'all, you know, just here and no consequences? And Dr. Mansfield said, you know, I work for the you know, the school board. For the, not the school board, the work. Thank you. I'm in the administration. My job is to look at everyone and to take care of everyone. And so that's what happened with that, Karen. Marilyn said the entire concept of cultural competence demands that we see color. Yes. Thank you for showing us how to behave when this happens. Oh, thank you, sis. It's hard. I think I yelled a lot, you know, because I feel, and I'm entitled to feel. I don't have to think right away, oh, you know, whatever. I can feel for my children, and I can wonder about their safety. Cassandra said if they were Black, we would all know. Well, Cassandra, they said that that wasn't the case. They said that the only reason why a different incident at the beginning of the school year with a bunch of kids came out was because the parents shared it. That's what they said. You really got to go watch, because they answered that like over and over and over. You really just look at the video. You have to skip through it. But they did 7 different segments, I think, for the kids. And I think that's it. Okay. I love you, and I would like you to close out with this.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very proud of you. You have anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Anything else?
Any of your thoughts?
I just wanted to say that, any thoughts on the thing? Yeah, I think that, no, I think I just gonna read it again.
You'll read it. Okay. He says a lot in here, so if you didn't hear it the first time, yeah. Hey, Mari, he's about to read. Can you sit down for me? You coming over here?
I'm getting your water bottle.
Oh, thank you, love. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, hey, everybody. If you don't already know, my name is Andrew Mason, and I'm here. I'm representing my school's poetry team called Poetic Expressions.
Say that.
And the title that I came up with for this piece is...
Speak up, baby.
I thought I had a dream until I woke up. My umbilical cord was a chain shackled to my feet, African heritage corrupted by struggle and oppression. I was placed into this corrupted reality with melanin rooted deep into the marrow of my bones, a blessing cursed by white American forefathers. I was born and the system enslaved my mentality, put me into a school system that told me that Columbus discovered the already cultivated and occupied that we call the United States, told me that my story's genesis is oppression and enslavement, told me that my origins began on cotton plantation and whipping blocks. But I wish they told me more. Wish they told me that I have to work 5 times harder to succeed just to gain 5 times less of what a white boy receives. See, I heard Martin had a dream, and I thought I had one too. That wasn't until I woke up to a white boy screaming and laughing through a face he ain't never truly owned. A face that I simply can't make it disappear with soap and water. A face that is a crime for me to live with. A face that owns no privilege in this society except a free life sentence. A face that is a threat to America and is dealt with by blue bullets. A face that those boys wore as a joke. See, this problem is bigger than the school itself. It's bigger than its 2 buildings, bigger than its past, bigger than its campus. So why should I even attempt to sweep it under the rug? I heard that some people want to sit down and try to educate their ignorance instead of punishing them. Okay, I'll do it for them right now. Blackface is not a joke. A joke is not blackface. Blackface is not. Blackface is not a joke. I am not a joke. Hundreds of years of slavery and oppression is not a joke. Africans being starved and stuffed on ships like forgotten cargo is not a joke. Africans that were beaten and bruised until they were red, black, and blue are not a joke. Africans being stolen and dragged across the Atlantic is not a joke. The black women that came before me are not a joke. And let me tell you, there are more than one of your sick fetishes. There are more than what social media and white history paints them to be. There are more than just a body, because see, black girls, black women, black daughters, black sisters, black mothers, black grandmothers, black queens ain't no joke. They are greatness. We as black people are greatness. My African ancestors were murdered for trying to change a nation into a place where I could look at 2 water fountains and drink from both. They lost their lives trying to mold the nation into a place where I could choose whatever career I wanted and succeed. They fought until they couldn't see the sun in the horizon and kept fighting until the sun rose again. They fought just so I could go to school and receive the same education as a white boy. See, I truly had a dream. That was until that dream turned into a nightmare, and I woke up into this reality.
I love you. Thank you for being a part of this with me today.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. And I appreciate you guys who are here with me. Thank you for all the care and the love and all that it entails. I just celebrate the humanity of all of us and the right for all of us to be human. Bye.